Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elexandria. That is with an E instead of an A, and E instead of an A. Okay, so today's video is going to be a change, and I'm actually super excited and kind of like grateful to be able to do this. It will be, me sharing my testimony with my spiritual journey, how I got started, and I'm going to give you guys like 6 or 5 tips on how to be able to start your spiritual journey, or just even to be able to include some things into your journey if you haven't already, started this walk with God, or started this walk with Jesus, or even, if you have started, just some tips that you can do to be able to, increase the way that you do it. So I'm going to, oh, before I get started, don't forget to subscribe. Y'all be watching, but I'm subscribing. What's the video? I see you. So subscribe, like, comment. Also, at the end of this video, if you have any questions about your spiritual journey, about God, about anything, I'll be very, very happy to help you. In whatever ways that you might need it, I can pray for you. I can talk, we can connect, My Instagram is also Elexandria, as well as my Twitter. So DM me if you have any questions, or just comment down below. So let's get started.
Boy.
Okay, so like I said, first I'm going to share my testimony and how I got started.
Boys.
So disrespectful. Well,
Boys.
okay.
Let's do this beat.
So, like I was saying, today's video is going to be me first starting with my testimony on my spiritual journey, and second, then I'm going to give you about 6 tips on how you can be able to start your journey, or if you have already started your journey with God, being able to just implement more things. So, I feel like I've always been a very spiritual person. I started out, my parents took me to a Baptist church, so I consider myself to be Baptist, but now I just consider myself to be spiritual. I don't claim any religion, because I feel like religion is just an act instead of actually having a relationship with Him. People do spiritual things like, okay, I know it's religious things, that I know it's my religion, I should go to church, or I know it's my religion, I don't know, whatever it is that people do, or like, what's it called, Ash Wednesday. All those are spiritual things, but I don't know if people are actually taking the act seriously and what it means, and actually holding that close to their heart. So I say I'm spiritual. I say I have a relationship instead of being religious. So again, like I said, I grew up in a Baptist church. It was actually nice. It laid my foundation, but I didn't really like my pastor. Like, my pastor never really did nothing. I just thought the church services were like 2 hours long. It was just like, it was annoying, especially as a child. You ever got pinched in church? Oh my mama would know how to pinch, like, and she can grab that little bit of piece of skin, so it really hurt. Oh, them pictures used to hurt because we talking or we playing games. Get off your phone, like. And not to say that they didn't do a great job with growing me spiritually, but I just feel like more things should have been implemented at home. So when I got to church, I felt more inclined to actually listen to what the pastor had to say, but it was never none of that. So I only got information about him through church on Sundays, which were boring and 2 hours long, So just some things I just learned of what I'm gonna do later on in life. But anyways, I really, it was just praying about stuff. Like, I remember praying, like, when I had to take the ACT, like, oh my God, help me remember everything I learned, like, little small prayers, but it was never really a relationship. And I kind of really got that relationship during this pandemic. So I was at school by myself in Grambling. Like I said previously in my last video, I go to Grambling State University. And none of my friends came back, so it was just me up there, literally just me. And only other person I knew, my roommates and my brother. But my brother lived all the way across the other side of campus. So it was literally just me and God. And He started leading me to pastors and people that I really respect now. And we just grew that bond. I started hearing Him speak. It was just us, like, literally. And He really found me and touched my heart and grew my relationship with Him during that pandemic when I was by myself. And that's really when I found Him, and I was like, whoa, like, this what it is. But I want to warn you, this isn't an easy walk. It's not like, oh, when you find God, you're going to be much better. Like, of course things are going to be better. Of course you're going to be blessed abundantly, but it's not an easy walk. And I want you to be a warning, but I don't want that to scare you away from actually trying, because It even says in the Bible, you will go through tribulation, but only for a little while. And he just really wanted to test your faith, test if you actually believe in him, and test the things that you say. You know, people be like, oh, God's, first in my life. He's the head of my life. Okay, so when he actually tests you to see if he really is, you know. So those are just really the tribulations that you go through. And a lot of them are to grow you. A lot of us are, I don't want to say, we're ignorant in the ways of him, really, because of just what we were taught in church. And some people don't really dive in deep. And so, yeah, that's really just my journey. I always been a Christian, I've always been a prayer, but not really, like, consistently. I pray, like, oh, I forgot to pray, like, every once in a while, or praying over a test, over a big moment, but it was never, like, a daily thing or throughout my day thing, which is now. So, that's my testimony. That's my journey. I love him. That's my guy, That's my dude, Anyway, so let's get into the 6 tips that I have to help you start your spiritual journey, or just some things you can add in. Before I start, actually, I want to tell you my routine that helped me get closer to him. This is what I do every day. So the first thing I do is I wake up and I just listen. So a lot of people think like the smart ideas and things that you get are just, oh, I just had a great idea. No, that's really probably him telling you how he think your day should go or whatever. So first thing I do when I wake up is I just sit there and I just listen. Anything about my day, whatever it is, or like even when I like try to think about YouTube videos. 1 second. Jemiah!
Hey guys, the red light's on.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the first thing I do when I wake up is I just sit there and I listen. Anything that I come across or just like a great idea or what I should do, I listen and I do that throughout the day. Then I pray and then I wake up, breakfast, whatever. And then afterwards I watch a sermon every day by my 3 pastors are Michael Todd from Transformation Church and Sarah Jakes Roberts and Teray Roberts, who they both together are pastors over One Church LA, Potter's House One Church LA. So in Los Angeles, my church. So yes, I watch sermon, and then sometimes I like to watch a Christian movie afterwards. It's just my little time in the morning. It just starts my day off right, and I can really tell the difference when I don't do those things in the morning, how my day goes. So that's my little routine. But now, like I said, let's get into the steps that I created. And these are no concrete steps. These are just steps that I personally, my opinion, which I feel like would be just a good way to start, So the first one I actually have is actually believing. So a lot of people really don't even believe in him. And so I encourage people to do their research. I encourage people to even, talk to people who are actual believers and see how they, and, see what made them believers. What made you, come to God? What made you return to him? Because I believe that, we're spiritual people in physical vessels, and we were always with him, and we just came back down, and we have to find our way back. So first thing I would just say in believing in Jesus, believing in God, that'd be your first step in starting that journey. And what you do, I'm sure they're like, yes, we got another one. DJ Khaled. But anyways, so yes, I believe the first thing you should do is to actually believe that he is our Lord, he is our Christ, he died on the cross for our sins. Yes, that's the first thing. And second, praying. So people make praying so complicated. It's really just like, I was literally over here like dying laughing last night while I was praying. And I just don't know. I just really feel like he was laughing with me too. But I was just talking about the things that he made me go through just to get to where I was, and I just thought it was so funny. Like, I felt like it was super dramatic. So I was just laughing. So it was literally just talking. Like, I really talk to him like I talk to my best friend. I don't make it a like, oh, well, you can get on your knees, bow your head, all of that stuff. But I just be in my bed, like, just talking. Literally just open your mouth and speak. And I'm sure he's super, super happy to hear you talk to him, especially if you haven't prayed in a while. Go talk to him every once in a while, and he speaks back. He really, really does. He does speak back. So the third thing I said is to find spiritual leaders. So like I said previously, mine are Michael Todd, Sarah Jakes Roberts, and Teray Roberts. They are all on YouTube. If you want to just research them, but just find someone who you know is spiritual, who you can look up to as a mentor, as a leader, and allow them to counsel you and equip you and educate you on the things of God and the things of Jesus and His kingdom and all of those things, because it'll really help you if you get the full awareness of what it is that He's about. But I will say, don't put your trust in them. Don't, because a lot of people get turned away from the church because they believe they're this person of God. Like lately with the Kurt Franklin thing, like he had a human moment. So don't fully put your trust in these people, but allow them to guide you. But don't put your trust in him. Put your trust in God and the Lord to be able to guide you, but with the help of them, right? But don't fully like, oh my God, like, put your complete trust in them. Let them guide you, like I said, right? So the fourth thing, the biggest thing, it was the biggest thing for me, is losing control over my life. And at the same time, it really gave me freedom, because I didn't have to worry about how my future was going to grow. I didn't have to worry about how everything was going to work out for me. Like I literally am just like, whatever you want to do, just going through life. But I know I have concrete plans, but I don't know how it's going to happen. Like He's giving me a vision of what, y'all know, I showed you what I want my life to look like, but I don't really know all the steps how I'm going to get there at all. But I'm just following His lead, really. So losing control, not having to worry like, oh my God, how I'm gonna pay this bill? Oh my God, how I'm gonna do this? Like He's our provider, and it says the steps of a good man are ordered. So I'm out here just following His lead, and I'm losing control. I don't have control over my life. I don't want to have control over my life, because if I do, who knows where I'm gonna end up, right? But since He knows literally everything, I can be able to trust in Him, because He sees the future. He's the beginning and the end. So, show me how to get to the end where I'm living lavishly and, very successful in all the things that I want to do. I probably would take the very wrong step. So, losing control and knowing when He speaks and knowing what He's telling you to do when you get there, and that deep where, you can actually hear His voice. And I will also say, number 5 is actually reading the Bible. So here's my beautiful Bible. I showed you guys my beautiful Bible. Oh, I also read the Word every day. I didn't put that in there. Okay, reading the Word, of course, get you a Bible and just start reading. And really, this is a Bible that once you read it, it reads you. I've had a couple moments like, and I think it's so beautiful because this is written so long ago, but for it to still be relevant in this time is crazy. It really is crazy. All right. And now I'm just going to, last one is start being conscious of your mind and your thoughts. So you have 3 thoughts. You have the thoughts of your thoughts, you have God's thoughts, and you have the devil's thoughts, right? They have like, the angel and the devil on your shoulder. That's the reality, really. Any thoughts that are against you, any thoughts that like, oh my God, oh I'm ugly, oh I can't do this, oh I'm those aren't your thoughts. And there's a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill that I think is an amazing read. But it basically talks about all his tactics that he uses to manipulate us, to keep us in an endless cycle, right? And so, like I said, any thoughts that you get, you have the ability to reject your gate your thoughts. Have a gateway over your thoughts. Like, you can instantly reject someone, instantly rebuke something when you get there. But like, if I have a thought like, I'm trying to do something, and I hear a negative thought like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. And any thought that you get that's encouraging, that's beautiful, that's probably him, or just a guide. How you be like, and you like, oh my God, I should listen to myself. It was probably God talking to you, and you just didn't listen. But when you should really start becoming aware of those things, like even small things. Like I remember one time we were about to go to the movies, and I forgot to get my jacket. But someone told me to grab my jacket, but I forgot to grab my jacket. And then I was like, oh my God, I should listen to myself. Those are probably God's thoughts in your head, and any thoughts that can encourage you to go forward, encourage you in kindness, encourage you to, and even like when you feel not guilty, but when you know you should have did something different, and you knew you should have maybe not handle that person that way. Those are all him like convicting you, like you're better than that, you can do better than that, you know you shouldn't have done that. Those are all God's thoughts. And then you just have your thoughts, your personality, your childishness. And yes, so I believe that really much wraps it up. And last thing I just really want to say is sometimes you might feel like God isn't near or he doesn't see you or your situation. Just know that the teacher doesn't talk in the middle of a test. So if you're probably in a season of tribulation, just know he probably just testing you. That's really just it. And if you're gonna do anything, do it with faith and expectation. For this channel, for my modeling life, for my business life, I have faith that it's gonna happen, and then I expect it to happen. So that's my journey, and those are my 6 steps and tips that I feel like will be able to help you in my routine to get you starting your spiritual journey, or just including and adding more into your spiritual walk. And I hope that helped. I hope that did anything for you. Let me know if it did. Let me know if you have any questions again. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.